There's a lot of things in life that people think are impossible. And up until the year 1984, there was one thing that the whole world thought was impossible. But one man, at the age of 25, his name was Roger Bannister. And he proved to the world that something was possible that no one had been able to do before. He ran the 4-minute mile. An entire mile in 4 minutes for the first time in the world. And once he did that, it changed everything. Because then 2 months after that, another person that did it. Within a year, a dozen more. Now, why is this relevant? Because what I'm about to do, what I'm about to attempt, is what some might call the 4-minute mile in the copywriting world. And that's to write a sales letter in 24 hours. Now, I'm not going to tell you whether I did that, whether I was successful or not. But here's one thing I'm going to show you. So I'm going to show you some words from the client about what he thought about the copy. Take a listen.
Yo, what's up everyone? Austin Dixon here. I am the infamous client that hired Ryan. Copy itself, honestly, some of the best copy that I've seen. I am someone who reads sales letters every single day.
So now you know that what I did, the copy I wrote, it didn't suck. But the question still remains to be seen. Was I able to do it? Am I able to complete this in 24 hours? Am I able to do the research, the mechanism, and the brief for a sales letter in 24 hours? And the only way you're gonna find out is to keep watching. Hey guys and gals, poodles and kittens. So it's about 9 p.m., night before what's gonna be the big day. I randomly decided earlier today that tomorrow I was going to attempt the full RMVC in less than 24 hours. Yeah, so I'm gonna do it. Going to bed a little bit early so I can get an early start. Got the code to my office so I can go in before they even open the gate in the front. So I can get in there like 5. And let's see. Pretty straightforward promo, so it's gonna be nice. It's not some super complicated supplement promo where there's a ton of ingredients that I gotta research. It's info product, and mechanism is pretty worked out already, which is kind of nice. But I still have to do some work and really dial it in. It'll also be the first one where I'm gonna write the copy without getting Stefan's feedback. He's currently going thorough out in the woods. Bless his heart. And yeah, we'll see what happens. So I'm looking forward to it, and I'm planning on kind of recording my process here and there. Just kind of updating you each part throughout the day of my timeline and how far I've got and what I'm doing next, my plan. So you can follow along with me and see kind of how you write something in 24 hours. We'll see if I utterly fail or if I succeed. But I think if I start early enough, I should be able to totally succeed. And it'll be great. This will be my 8th sales letter since RMVC, or no, since Copy Accelerator. So I'll be leveraging a ton of experience, hundreds and hundreds and hundreds of hours since I joined Copy Accelerator to basically go all out on this puppy. So that's what I got. I'm gonna go get some Mexican food and pass out in my bed so I can wake up early, and I will see you all in the morning. All right, good morning. It's 6:50 a.m. Pacific time, and been up since 6. And yeah, we're starting it out. Today's the day. We're gonna do this. So it's about 7 a.m., which means I got approximately what does that mean? 18, 17 hours until, is that how it works? No. 5 hours until, 17 hours until midnight. So definitely enough time to write the sales letter. And the most important thing is you gotta start off the day right. So with the soundtrack, and feeling good. I got about, I don't know, 6.5 hours of sleep. Got to bed.
Working on a weekend like usual. Way off in the deep end like usual.
Gonna go get some coffee.
Niggas swear they passed us, they doing too much. Haven't done my taxes, I'm too turned up. Virgil got a paddock on my wrist going nuts. Niggas
gotta get hyped up in the morning.
So what? Someone hit your block up, I
gotta
if it was us.
get that energy up.
Rosewood, this shit too plush.
And one of the ways you can do that
but I keep waking up.
is by music.
Baby, please say something.
Motivational videos also work.
Man, a cheapskate, huh?
Looking at your goals and your mission works.
My release day, huh?
But
Bitch, this is fame, not clout.
music is a great way to program our minds, especially from the start. So that's what I got. All right, turns out I'm even earlier than the coffee shop. They're not even open yet. So, two things. So it's August 29th, 2020. Saturday, just about 7 a.m. And I go and top the accelerator in, I don't know, middle of March or something, middle of April. It's been a while. And I've written 8 sales letters using RMBC method so far, getting progressively faster. And that's why I'm gonna try and kind of set the record. Plus, it'll be a hell of a record, because if I write this today, and I can definitely finish it in the next 3 days, because that's how long we got in the rest of August. But if I write it today, that means essentially I've written 2 sales letters in a week. One was for V-Shred, which Stefan said was a really good job, so that's great. And then the other one is gonna be this one for a client. Pretty straightforward offer. And let me be clear, this is one of the values of paying for Copy Accelerator, which is, Stefan and Justin look over my stuff. So, if I work my butt off all day, but because I cram it all into a day, I turn out, a piece of crap, then they're going to tell me. And, and if it sucks, I'll rewrite it. I'll rewrite a whole one, because quality is key. And I'm not trying to do speed at the expense of quality. It's more, how fast can I go while maintaining quality? How much of that time that we spend is actually wasted? And I think every human has like so much potential, where they could 5x, 10x their productivity, their ability, their output, their quality, or increase their speed by massive amounts. There's so much available to us. So that's my goal, which is like, how can I get as fast as possible without sacrificing quality. So anyways, that's what I got. If my girlfriend's watching this, who's also in Copy Accelerator, I know that song said working on the weekend like usual. I am not planning to work on the weekend like usual almost ever again. I want to have those boundaries to take the weekends off, and but I'm not doing that in August, because I've been, that's the record. Yeah, if I do this, then I'll have written 2 sales letters in a week, and I also wrote another 2. Yeah, so 2 earlier this month in a week, and then another 2 this week, so it'll be 4 in a month. And then along with a long ass email for BioTrust. And the sales letter for my own offer, which is one of the 4, and launching an offer. So yeah, been a hell of a month. So anyways, I'm gonna go get some coffee, and I think I'll see you guys at the office. Super quick lesson, case in point. The main thing holding you back from writing a sales letter in a day, I haven't even done it yet, so I don't even know what I'm talking about. But the biggest thing is just focusing, I think everybody's capable of busting out a decent draft of a letter, like a first rough draft, within 15 hours, research included. It depends on the offer, of course, you know, and you might want to do a lot more upfront research, but, you know, and so, you know, you could do those 15 hours over the course of a single day. Over the course of 2 days, 3 days, where you're spending 5 hours a day. A lot of people are distracted. I mean, I find this myself too. I can lose easy hours a day just messing around on my phone, getting distracted. So just like this is a way of procrastinating. I should get to the office and I should start writing. So just something to keep in mind and be aware of, because we all have the time, the same amount of time. Everybody's got 24 hours in a day, but how do we use it? So structure, plan, and now I'm going to stop procrastinating. I'm going to go get inside, and I'll see you guys inside the office. Yo, what's up? So here I am, set up. I'm at the office, and I got my phone put away. No distractions. Everything turned off. I'll even close out messages. You know, just make sure that there's nothing that can bother me. Here's my schedule for the day. Basically 3 hours of research, 2 hours of mechanism, hour and a half on the brief, 2.5 on copy, and 3 for the editing. I don't know, it comes out to like 12 hours. It's going to be gnarly, but I'm also going to take naps throughout the day, and I'm going to go on a few walks. So I don't know where those will go, but I'll update the calendar. Real quick, on the other side of here, I got templates. I want to show you this. This is a little trick I got. I have templates for the research, for the mechanism, for the brief, for the copy, and so on. Just, I want to minimize all the kind of repetitive work that I do for every promo. So I got the copy, and I just make copies, and I pop those into the client folder. So that's what I got. I'm going to dive on in. I'm going to set a timer right now for 50 minutes, and I'm going to dive into research, and then after those 50 minutes are up, I'm going to go on a 10-minute walk, come back, do it again, and just keep on doing that until I'm done with the research. And I'll pop in occasionally and share kind of where I'm at with the research stuff and what I'm doing, or if I have little tips there. So, adios. So, super quick. First thing I'm doing for the research is I'm reviewing everything the client's given me. In this case, there's a bunch of research and things that the client's already done and stuff that they've worked out about what their product funnel is going to be like. And I also have a transcript of an interview that I did with the clients. The super ninja hack. Highly recommend you do it if you can. Interview the client and get that transcribed. You can use an AI to transcribe it, like Temi, or Otter AI, or you can just pay the money and get Rev to do it professionally. I like to do it professionally because then it's broken into legitimate paragraphs. I don't have to fix the typos, and it makes a lot of the copy easier because I have the client's voice literally right in front of me with their lingo. So, super ninja hack, there you go. Hey y'all, super quick little trick is Facebook groups. Facebook groups are my secret weapon. And because you can get in there, if there's 5, 10, 20,000 people, that means there's 20, 30 posts a day. If they've been around for a year at least, you're looking at least close to 5,000, 10,000 posts. So inside, you know, I'm doing pregnancy offers, so I gotta get access to pregnancy groups. So I'm using my my partner's Facebook. So do that, or you know, you need to get into the other gender, create a fake Facebook profile. Gotta do what you gotta do, and then all you gotta do is search the keywords. Search victory, search failure, non-scale victories, all this different stuff. And then you just get countless posts. Like I looked up back pain, and like dozens on dozens of posts about, hey, I've got back pain. Here's the words that I use to describe it. Here's what I've tried. Here's what's not working. You get people in the comments saying, here's what you should try. Here's what worked for me. Gold. I mean, your victories and failures, you can fill this out so quick. Plus, you'll get insight into market solutions and what their experience is like. And what I love to do is fill out a ton of victories and failures. And then by that point, I kind of have an idea of who they are and how to answer the rest of these things.
So that's a little secret for now.
Yo, what up? All right, so I'm about an hour into the research. Take a little walk to move my body, get some sun, and then I'll dive back in. Biggest trick for me is just to not get distracted and to get back in and keep the flow. So I'll go walk and then I'll get back up there and start to kind of flex and get into it and really keep that focus. So that allows me to do more in less time rather than getting distracted. So. Hey, so we're all about hour 26 into the research. I'm tracking it over here, as you can see. And it's starting to come together. Got a lot of failures here. And you just see people talking about what they're dealing with. And I'm typing these out. It's something I learned from Stefan, rather than copy pasting, type it out myself. And let's see what else. I'm not too worried about typos here. It's more about getting the feeling down. And this research for me, it's not client facing, so there's typos. That's fine. I'm trying to get down as fast as possible so I can move through and get to more information. So that's just a little quick bit about the research. Yo. All right, walk number 2. About 2 hours in. Just finished up getting all the failures down. Gonna find some victories, fill out the rest of the demographic info, and then run through the market options and things like that. Anyways, here's a little trick. Probably the easiest way to write a sales letter in a day, or at least feel confident that you can, is to write 3 sales letters in like 2 weeks before. Because I've been writing so much, Stefan mentions this when he was working for Lions Publishing. Because I've been writing so much, like, it's just, I'm practiced at it, So I know what the flow, I know what to expect, I know how to not overthink, I know how to leverage all of the lessons from the past month where I've written, a lot of copy. So that's probably the easiest way to get faster, is just write more. Get those reps in. The more you get those reps in, you'll learn and you'll improve your process. And then the better you'll get, the faster you'll be, the more time you'll have to edit and add to quality, better it'll be for clients. You just got to get started. I'm speaking to you all out there who haven't written a sales letter yet. So that's what I got. See you in a bit. Hey guys, what's up? So I just finished the research. We're about 3 hours in, so on track overall. And it's pretty straightforward. It's a pretty simple offer. It's pregnant ladies and they got back pain. And as we get into the mechanism, you'll see it's pretty cool, kind of why they have that. But anyways, it's pain. They want to get rid of the pain. It's pretty straightforward. So a lot of failures about how they describe their pain, victories of what happens when they get it handled. Pretty straightforward. They just don't want to have pain and get this baby out. There's a bunch of things they try. I've got, what works, what doesn't work, their experience, and so on, what they like and they don't like about the solutions. And then basically not much for the curiosity or the conspiratorial or the corruption angles. Because it's back pain. If anything, back pain for pregnancy has gotten better over time because evolution has selected for those that can handle it. Just an interesting little side note that I found. And it's pretty much the same. Yeah, there might be some ancient solutions that I can tie in because our product is essentially stretching and yoga and strengthening and things like that. So you're able to say, here's this super ancient way from Greece. In fact, I'll probably do just a little bit more research to find that. But for now, I'm done. So we were running a little bit late. I moved up the mechanism to here. So you see, we did to about here. I'm going to go walk for 10 minutes. I'm also going to get some food soon. So looking at an ETA of about 9:30, 9:15. I want to make this up. Hopefully, I think I can get the mechanism and the brief done in, I think I'm going to get the mechanism done in an hour and the brief done in an hour, which would get me done just after 2. So we'll see. That will allow me to start the copy a little bit earlier and just catch up some time. So that's where I'm at. I will see you all a little bit later. All right, what's up? So going on to the mechanism, I think I could bang this out in like 30 minutes, honestly. Hour max, which is nice because I reserved like 2 hours for it. And the thing is, it's because it's already pretty defined. As you'll see, there's actually a hormone that gets released as ladies go deeper into their pregnancy. It's called relaxin, that actually makes their ligaments and everything loosen up, which then ruins their posture, leading to bad structural things that cause pain. So it's already like, hey, here's this hormone that you don't really know about. That is the root cause of why it hurts so much. But I'll also do some research. I'll look on Science Daily for stuff on relaxin and things like that. And, to see if there's any interesting things. The solution's pretty straightforward, which is like stretch, strengthen the ligaments. So we can position it as like, here's how to address. I try to also think about it from a compliance angle. Luckily, it's info product, so it's not FTC and FDA, but we want to make it Facebook compliant too. So, anyways, I'll dive into this, and I'll loop back around and share the finished product with you. Hey, what's up? So it's like 3 minutes later, and I'm done with the pain point. Because luckily this is a pretty straightforward offer, which also contributes to the ability for me to try to bang this out in a day. Long story short, it's basically big bunch of back pain. Their pain points, back pain, discomfort. Can start as early as 7 weeks and even continue postpartum. It's so intense, it's hard to sleep through the night. Walking, standing, and bending are hard to do. Pain is preventable. Most people don't realize that, which, and by having this pain, it creates stress, cortisol, stuff like that, keeps their body weak, which makes it a less supportive thing for their baby during pregnancy and after pregnancy, and even makes labor harder. Plus, it can lead to diastasis recti, continued spinal issues after pregnancy, and eventually demyelination, which is like removal of the kind of the thing that makes, I don't know, bone on bone, stuff like that, which can lead to neuropathy. So pretty nasty stuff. Pain. That's pretty much it. Like legit pain is the pain point. So that is one of the reasons it makes it so straightforward. So, all right, I'm going to dive into, actually, I'm going to go get some sushi. Got that. Sushi and udon. Thanks, Ed Ray. Great call. So I'll munch a little bit, probably do some research while I'm munching on the hormones, see if there's any interesting new scientific articles about that. And then I'll bust out the mechanism behind the problem and the mechanism behind the solution. And hopefully by 1:30 or 1:15 or even 1, I'm done with the mechanism. So I can move on to the brief, and that would be super nice. All right, see ya in a bit.
Yo, what up? So one of the excellent parts about writing a sales letter in a day is it's a really good excuse for treating yourself to an excellent lunch. So here's what I got. I got 7-piece nigiri. Oh my gosh, look at that. I got California roll. What up? And then udon, man. Look at that. Oh, just together. So good. Nourishment. That is gonna fuel my brain. So there you go. Little hacks. All right, so that was delicious, and I didn't do any work while I was eating. Just took like 30 minutes to chill. So I gotta catch up. It's about 1 o'clock right now. I gotta finish the rest of the mechanism and then get onto that brief. So, race against time. See you inside.
Hey, everybody. It is about 2:30, and I just wrapped up the mechanism. I think, let's see how much time I spent on the mechanism. It was like 15 minutes, 30 minutes, 45, another 15. So about an hour exactly on the mechanism, which was not too shabby, but I did take some breaks here. So I'm a little bit behind overall schedule, if you can see here. So let's move that back. Yeah, and okay. I'm also starting to feel a little bit tired. So the, 6.5 hours of sleep, just catching up a little bit, plus the food, you get a little tired in the lunchtime. So what I'm gonna do is take a nap. So super secret hack is take naps and rejuvenate your mind. Studies have shown that a 45-minute nap, or even 30-minute nap, don't quote me on this, has the same kind of increase or improvement in your intellectual ability as 8 hours of sleep. Mind-blowing, but it basically gets you ready to go again. So there you go. And the mechanism is pretty straightforward, but I did some dive into it to make sure it's really clear. And long story short, pregnancy changes the center of gravity, which puts everything out of whack. And in addition to that, there's a hormone called relaxin, which then loosens your ligaments, which is very helpful when you want to deliver a baby. But it also affects all the other ligaments as well. And with that, the ligaments become stretchy, and they're not supporting the joints and the bones as much. And so, this makes it even harder for your body to handle the center of gravity. And also it causes like the joints to start to rub against each other in a way, and it affects nerves. So, relaxin and the fact that you have a baby inside of you changes your center of gravity. And so what's the solution? Well, the solution is lighten the load, relieve the discomfort, and strengthen the muscles. And we do that through, we lighten the load through taping. Kinesiology taping helps distribute the weight over more parts of your body. The second is a way to get targeted pain. So if you have a specific issue, we have a way for you to immediately release that and find relief. The third is a longer-term strategy, which is strengthening the ligaments and the posture muscles. And these are done through very simple, very easy, very slow exercises that anybody can do. Take less than, you can start with 5 minutes. And definitely even a busy or tired mother or pregnant, soon-to-be mother can do these. And that begins to strengthen the posture muscles, allowing the support of the large amount of weight, and posture changes, causing relief and less pain, and which then dimensionalized leads to better sleep, mobility, relaxation, less stress, less cortisol, which is overall more healthier body and environment for the baby to be grown in, easier delivery, and quicker recovery physiologically after pregnancy. So pretty solid, and also pretty straightforward. No super gnarly biochemical mechanisms, because it's not a supplement. It's an exercise program, essentially. So there we go. That's it. I'm gonna go take a little walk, get some sun. Then I'm gonna lay down for 20 to 30 minutes. And then I'm gonna get up and I'm gonna finish the brief. And after the brief, I'm gonna go on a 45-minute longer walk. At that point, it'll probably be like 4 p.m. But then I'll be writing the copy. And hopefully I'll be done with the copy by 6, allowing me to edit between 6 and 9. So I can finish the whole thing. So there we go. That's what I got. See y'all soon.
What is that? Howdy, fam. It's about 4:30, something like that. And I just woke up from a nap. I think I napped around an hour. Snoozed a couple times. And yeah, it feels good. My brain feels reinvigorated.
ready for round 2. I'm already pushing 4 hours of deep work, more or less, which tends to be the max for most people. And I'm about to go for another 4, 5, or 6. Not liking how late it is in the day. It's about 4:30, so by the time I get the brief done, we're looking at maybe 6 o'clock. So looks like it might be a late night, but that's fine. Sometimes you just got to do what you got to do. And I'm got a nice green smoothie here, so that's good. Nutrients for the mind, the body, and the soul. So I'll see you inside with a finished brief, or maybe some strategies around how to maximize the brief.
Yo, what's up, guys? So, gonna talk about some brief strategy real quick to save some time overall, utilizing the last 7 RMBC sales letters. And you also might hear some drum and bass in the background. This is sometimes what I listen to while working, so it takes my brain to a whole other level. Alright, so I'm gonna bust the brief. Some quick things. So here's the audience. Super easy. Pull from demographic research, of course. Pain points and fears. Reverse the hopes and dreams. Extract from the failures. And also pull from the pain point, question the mechanism. Already done. This is where we kind of tease the discovery and transformation that was possible without giving it away. Solutions that don't work, pulled from the research document. What's the new claim? Root cause. How does the new solution work? Mechanism, already got that. Proof elements. Okay, yeah, so you get all that. What I'm going to do a little bit different is, I think I'm actually going to write out the mechanism as Stefan recommends at times in copy format. Because what I ended up doing, and you'll see my full process when you watch the rest of this, is I get my rough draft done as soon as possible. And often what that means is, like, I get a draft, but there's a lot of typos, and I gotta really clean it up, and then I end up spending a ton of time editing it. Much of which is in the mechanism and in the product description. So I figure I'll just do those in the brief, in copy format, using what Stefan says, and I should be able to save myself overall probably 30 minutes to an hour each, which will shortcut my time. So I'll do that for the product and for the mechanism. So some fascinations there, and for both, yeah. And there we go. So, all right, I'm gonna go dive on in. See you back when I'm finished.
All right, what's up? I got an idea. I just called my mom because, fancy that, she's a labor and delivery nurse, I might have mentioned. So she knows a lot about pregnant ladies. So I asked her if she had any ideas about how not old women, but how women dealt with back pain during pregnancy in like ancient times. So we'll see what she says. But here's what I'm thinking. As an interesting way to add to the hook, we can imagine everybody back in the day had, much more active jobs. They were doing things that were, they weren't sitting at desks, 100 years ago, 200 years ago, 1,000 years ago. People have been popping out babies for a long time. All of human history. So, if the thing is that the muscles are weak, and the answer is to make the muscles stronger, essentially, then we can make the case that this used to not be a problem in the past because women were more active. Everybody was more active. But now we have this modern society that people just sit at desks, sit on their couch. So what happens is, our cores, our muscles, they're not as used so much throughout the pregnancy. So I might be able to finesse and utilize an ancient, forgotten mystery or forgotten solution to
pregnancy-related discomfort. So that's definitely more interesting than, hey, I'm a chiropractor and here's how I solved back pain. But more like I discovered an ancient thing that was forgotten and now I brought it back. So anyways, I'm gonna think on that. Just came up in the brief trying to come up with like more interesting things. And I think I can actually make that claim. Anyways, we'll see.
All right, so I'm really liking the idea I came up with, because check this out. This is the one big promise, which is kind of like, hey, this is what you're gonna learn inside this letter while you just stick around. And I'm going with the initial. It's like, I'll reveal to you shocking root cause behind your terrible pregnancy-related back pain. Plus, you'll discover a forgotten secret that women knew thousands of years ago that naturally helped them prevent pregnancy-related back pain. It's simple, easy, and something you can start doing in the comfort of your own home starting tonight, so you can begin to experience relief from those aches and pains that are keeping you up. I can also tie in, let's see. I could also tie in simple at-home ways to lighten the heavy load of your pregnant belly, and targeted 5-minute stretch that you can use to relieve problem spots, soreness, achiness. So I'll cover those kind of other solution parts. But look how much more interesting this is, if I moved the ancient secret part, it would just be, plus you'll discover a simple way that you can prevent pregnancy-related back pain. It's simple and easy. Like, the forgotten secret just adds so much curiosity to it. It's a huge hook. Now, do I have any legit proof behind that? No. I just came up with it. But it makes sense. Like, I don't think people's core strength, their whole ligaments and bodies are stronger now than they were before. That doesn't make sense. People are sitting on their ass way more. So, obviously, they were stronger in the past. Now, I don't know if their back pain was less back then, but imagine their bodies were stronger, able to support the weight of baby more. So, it makes sense in a logical way that would be the case. Now, if my mom comes back and says, oh yeah, by the way, yeah, people had stronger cores, that'll be great. I'll have a source. But I'm gonna roll with this, and because this is gonna add a lot of kind of intrigue to it, and it's gonna be some excellent fodder for ads on the front end when we're running the Facebook traffic on, ancient secret from thousands of years ago that's been used, or that ancient secrets have been used for thousands of years to relieve pregnancy-related aches and discomforts. Here's how you can start using it today. It's like, okay, that's going to get you click. This is a curiosity factor. We didn't have a curiosity factor before. Which is really what it is. So, now you're kind of seeing, like, this updates the mechanism, too. Because what I'll do, and you'll see in a moment, I'll update this and come back here, is in the mechanism, I'm going to say, here's what's happening in your body. This used to not be a problem. But because of modern society, it is now a problem. And then that naturally sets up the solution to, the solution is to replicate what used to be natural that we've forgotten. And I have 3 very simple at-home ways that you can start to do that and achieve that same result that used to just be the case thousands of years ago. See? So we tweaked the mechanism based on this new hook. And you can see it start to come together as I'm working on this. I didn't even think about that before, but as I'm working on this brief, shout out Stefan, RMBC, I'm starting to see what I need to make this a really interesting letter. So that's what I got. I'm gonna jump back in. Thanks for that little stopping off with me. No, it's not for my supplements, for a client.
Okay. In what context?
It's not related specifically to diastasis recti. That's just one of the things that it's related to. It's more about back pain, pregnancy-related pain. And it's a chiropractor that realized things weren't quite, like, he was doing chiropractic, but the women that were really actually having a difference in their pain, they were doing other things besides just getting adjusted. And that's where he was like, shit, I need to really step it up. And he found out, certain exercises, these certain ways of strengthening the ligaments and the posture muscles, because relaxing, it affects ligaments and then the posture muscles, and you also have the center of gravity that shifts. So there's a lot of issues on structurally, and he's created a series of things that allows to kind of lighten the load through kinesiology tape, relieve targeted relief of pain through lacrosse balls, breaking up the kind of knots that form when your muscles get overstressed. And then 3 is exercises that you can do, very simple at-home exercises to strengthen the posture muscles. So that's the product, essentially, and that's the problem that it solves. And so I'm writing the sales letter for that today. And the reason I reached out to you is because, like, that's cool and all, but it's not that curiosity-provoking. And so I just had a thought, which is like, I wonder if there was some ancient way that women used to, like, deal with pregnancy-related pain. And I figured you would, of all people in my life, would definitely know. Here's what I'm coming up with, and I think I'll roll with, which is, I'm pretty sure that people's core and their overall bodies aren't stronger than they were in the past. They're weaker now, in at least a little bit. They're not stronger because people aren't doing as much with their body, And so I imagine in the past, when we weren't sitting at desks, where there was more physical movement, thus physical strengthening of the different parts of the body, which would then support proper posture while pregnancy and while the center of gravity shifted. So I'm imagining that the pain probably was a little bit less in the past because it was stronger.
No, I think it was less, unless you were a wealthy woman who just shut yourself in, because, for certain times, it was sort of, at least for the wealthy people, it was sort of like, I don't know if it was embarrassing, or you weren't supposed to show your bulging belly to anybody, and that was a really unhealthy way to do a pregnancy. So really, probably the poorer woman who had to work and had to move and get around, they probably had a better deal. They probably had a healthier body through pregnancy, because that's the last thing you want to do during something like pregnancy is just stop moving.
Yeah.
I had one good physical therapist told me that sitting is about the worst thing you can do as a human being.
Yep, totally. Yeah, because, like, saying, hey, I'm going to reveal the shocking root cause behind your terrible pregnancy-related back pain, plus I'll show you a simple way that you can start relieving that pain tonight, is much less captivating than... It's much less captivating than saying, I'm going to share with you a forgotten secret that women knew for thousands of years that naturally helped them prevent pregnancy-related back pain. I'm definitely just massaging things, but it's more curiosity-provoking because it's like, oh, what did we forget as a species?
Yeah.
We forgot to move.
Right. I will also tell you a secret.
Sweet. Hit me.
Swimming is excellent for you when you're pregnant.
Yeah. I
bet.
bet.
No, not everybody knows that, and some people are like, oh, I think it's... So some women have confused...
My baby's gonna drown. I don't think that... I don't know. That'd be... Yeah. Probably somebody has thought that at some point.
It's probably somebody who's thought that.
Yeah.
Probably in our country.
Let's not go there. That's a whole other conversation.
Recent times.
All right, cool. All right, last thing is I am kind of recording a bit of
my process, because writing a sales letter in an entire day or in under 24 hours is kind of crazy for most people. So I'm tracking and kind of recording my step-by-step process. Would you mind if I shared a little bit of this call, just of you sharing, kind of talking about the idea that I came up with?
Are you recording it?
I'm currently recording it. I'm getting your permission to share a part of it on the video. Because I want to show kind of how native, like, ideas can, like, flourish through conversation, or, like, you know, you're an expert in this, and, you know.
Okay.
So.
Do you have something you think you already want to use, or do you want me to talk about one more thing, or?
I mean, you just saying that, yeah, I think that makes sense when it comes to women being more active in the past. That's boom.
Totally.
Boom.
Totally.
So
Yeah.
cool, right on.
That kept your core strong. Yeah. Exactly.
Okay, sweet. Then I'm gonna get back to it, and
You know what? I have to say, being outdoors, moving and being outdoors, and getting fresh air and getting the sun, it's just, we're inside too much.
yeah,
And I think you need it even more when you're pregnant, to be outdoors and moving around and breathing fresh air as much as possible.
I concur.
Okay.
All right.
Okay. Let me know how it goes.
Yeah, I'll probably have you read this when I'm done. Get your feedback.
Okay.
All right, love you so much. Thanks so much for your time.
You're welcome. Bye-bye.
Bye.
All right, well, that was pretty cool. Got expert testimony that proves my curiosity ancient secret angle. So, feeling pretty good about that. Definitely took this from like an to about halfway through the brief. That, you know, little tangent with my mom added quite a bit of time. Took about, you know, kind of an hour, but, you know, worth it, because just the curiosity angle is going to make it so much. It's going to make it convert way better. The lead's going to be way sexier. The headline's going to be better. The ads are going to be easier. And it's just going to be an overall more intriguing and fascinating approach to this topic. So next up, I'm going to write the mechanism, and I'm going to write it in copy form. So that way I can just copy paste it into the copy, and we'll have it ready to go with minimal editing, which will save me a ton of time over the course of the rest of the day. So in the framing of it, in the context of the whole story and the scene, is it's going to be like these pregnant ladies, this pregnant woman came to one of my, I started doing these classes, and these women started having amazing results. And so this is what I explain to them every time they come. And then I'm going to explain the unique mechanism behind the problem and the mechanism behind the solution. And then we're going to go into, the rest of the copy. But there we go. Feeling good about this. Definitely, feeling good. Now I just got to figure out what I'm going to have for dinner. Adios. What is up, people? Okay, brief is done. And what I did is, so I wrote the mechanism in copy format. I'm going to bulk it up. It's only about 400 words right now. But, I wrote it in copy format already, so it's kind of a copy paste. And nothing fancy here. But the new kind of angle allowed me to come up with like something interesting, like the Ancient Mothers Movements as a potential name. And then what I did with the product, which is different, because I usually wait till the copy portion to do this, but I made a ton of fascinations. These are probably utterly shit fascinations, but I just wanted to get them done. And there we go. I got them here. And what's cool is I also found out kind of what the upsell should be, because I'm also kind of crafting this for the client in addition to writing it. So, as the expert, I'm going to tell them what they should do. And basically,
They have something like exercises for after you have baby, which is dope. But I think we should make that the upsell. So you buy this to like strengthen yourself and reduce your pain while you're pregnant. And then the upsell is like, here's what you need to do right after you give birth so you can stabilize your muscles, and then what you should do after to start strengthening and returning and restoring your body to your pre-pregnancy strength. And maybe we'll even include as a bonus in the upsell, here's a few exercises that you should be doing to be really strong for your delivery. So that'll be cool. And then upsell 2 also would be like yoga for pregnancy. And that would be pretty sweet. Super just the headline just to get us started. This chiropractor stumbled upon an ancient lost secret that women use for thousands of years to experience a pregnancy free from discomfort and aches that make it hard to stay and walk or sleep. That's totally bad, but it's something to start with. Inside, how you can start using this forgotten secret yourself starting today to relieve the stresses and discomfort for your pregnancy no matter how far along you are. The best part is it takes less than 5 minutes a day to get started, and women everywhere are raving about how it's changing their lives. So, as you can see, the ancient secret thing is definitely making it more interesting than, hey, are you having pains and discomfort? Here's an answer. And then I kind of wrote out the outline from the story, which is handy. You'll see how that comes in. Really helpful. Next up. So anyways, there we go. Yeah, brief is done. So RMB done. And timing, it is 7:22. Let's pull up the calendar. And yeah, I'm way behind schedule because the brief took me way longer. So yeah, we're looking pretty late night. And I'm gonna go walk right now. I'm gonna go on a 45-minute walk, and then I'm gonna come back and I'm gonna bust a copy out. But luckily, all the stuff that I did on the brief, which, how long did I actually spend on the brief? I think it was 2 hours and 30 minutes. Yeah, start to finish. So this is not exactly accurate, but it'll save me a ton of time on the copy process and the editing process. So that's going to be nice. Hopefully I can get out of here before midnight. And I think I might have pizza for dinner. I don't know if that's a smart idea, but I think it's a smart idea. Anyways, I'm going to go walk. You'll probably see me on camera for a little bit. Get some downtime, breathe, and then I'm going to come back and I'm going to crush it on the copy. Alright, what's up? So, I just got back from some dinner. Hung out with my girlfriend on the grass outside and ate a bunch of pizza. So, feeling a little carb heavy, but ready to go. So where I'm at is, yeah, finish the brief. And what I'm going to do now is create what I call a mega outline. And I will show you what that looks like when I'm done. And then I take that mega outline, I have that on one side of my screen, and I have another program on the other side, which I'll also share with you, which is really cool. And then I just like type like a madman outline, and writing all the copy. You'll see. That's what I'm gonna go do. So I gotta make the outline, then write the draft, and then edit it. And hopefully the editing doesn't take super long because it's like 9:20 right now, p.m. I've been at it for over 12 hours. And, I mean, not 12 hours of work, but over 12 hours. And I don't want to go to bed super late, but I'm going to be up as long as it needs to be. So I'm going to get this done. So, yeah, I will see y'all in a few. All right, y'all. I wanted to record this real quick just because I think this is super important. Or it's really valuable. It's a great tool that I find, and you'll see how it ties into my process in a little bit. But so I create this. It's basically what I call the mega outline. And the why I call it the mega outline is because I take the outline that I created in the brief, which is basically
instead of just the background story and story discovery, I kind of make my own outline all the way through to the close. So this kind of starts at the story, and then I pop those high-level bullets in there, and I increase the size to 18. And then I go through, and like for example, I have, this is some from straight up transcripts. So this is his background. So it's like my passion is like helping people who've been injured. So I want to drop that around here. And then we have something about demyelination. And that's down here. I need to create some kind of fitness program, so that's going to go there. And okay, this is more like the there. Okay. Let's see. We got all this stuff in the product here, which we're gonna drop down in the features and benefits. Oh wait, we got the. Where did I put that? I dropped this in the UMP. That should actually be in the build-up. Okay, and then let's go to the bold claim. This is also something that I would drop in like the build-up. I'm basically just making my life like super easy. You know, this is just what works for me. Maybe I'll go get more of the mechanism stuff here. Honestly, I'll just go to the mechanism doc. Okay. Let's see. So, and then here, I'm gonna put this in the story. Might move that down, but this is where I want to mention the thing that didn't work. Okay, and this is the big kind of promise. This is going to go in the lead, which I don't really have yet. But I'll write that at the end. You know, fuck it, I'll even drop all the pain points into the lead. Because the goal here is I want one document that has everything that I need. I don't want to have to shift documents. I want to be able to go down through the outline, the linear path of the sales letter and have every aspect that I need. So I'm going to keep going through. I've got more client stuff, like transcripts. Like I'll probably go through this transcript. I've got all this stuff that the client filled out. And I'll drop all this into the mega outline. Any relevant part to the relevant section of the sales letter, I'll just drop that there. So everything that I need is available to me. And I'll just write it in my own words during the flow. And I can always edit it out later. So that's what I've got. And look, that makes my life easier. Look, we're already at 2,500 words just from the mega outline. You know what I mean? Like, I want to make my life as straightforward as possible. So, all right, I'm going to go finish the mega outline, and then I'll show you my actually, I'll just show you that right now. So it's called DraftIn, okay? So it's called draftin.com over here. That's my very long password. There we go. Log in, not sign up. And I'll show you why I use this. So you can go, hello, this is Ryan Hunter, about to write a bunch of copy. So it's pretty cool. I can backspace, right? All right, now look at the bottom right over here. Bottom left, I mean. Let's see, where is it? There we go, Hemingway mode. Right now, edit later. See what this is? Now I am unable to erase anything. I'm hitting the backspace key. Nothing's working. And I go over here, I can't even go back. It keeps bringing me back to the end. So that's how I write the first drafts. I got this over here, and I would just be like, hi, my name is Mr. Anderson, and by this point, you are probably wondering why it is that you have a man that is talking to you about your back pain during pregnancy. What possibly could I know? That's a great question. Here's the truth. I've been a chiropractor for 20 years, and I've worked with countless women before, during, and after pregnancy. So I'm just, typo is everywhere, man. I'm not stopping, I'm not editing, I'm just going. And look, we're already at 80 words. That was like a minute. You know what I mean? Like, obviously you're gonna have to tidy this up with editing, but you just get in the flow. And look, I'm already 2 points through the outline. So I just do that. That's how I'm able to bust out a whole draft in like 1, 2, 3 hours. How I hit 3,000 words an hour. So that's how I write it. And you see, like, look. Let me go back. I've been doing this since, look at my thyroid copy. So this is a sales letter for mine. Oh wait, no. That's this one. There we go. I mean, like, I wrote all this. And I write the story first. Then I write the UMP and then the UMS. And then the build-up, and then the features, and then the close, maybe the FAQs, and then I come back and I do the lead. Learned it from Stefan. Works great. There's no need to reinvent the wheel. So there we go. That's what I use. That's how I do it. So I'll see you on the other side. Probably when I have the entire draft done. I might take a 20-minute nap at some point. Shh, don't tell anybody.
All right. Now, as cool as it would seem to me, for me to just be like, yeah, I crushed it, man. Just busted it out in less than a day. I'll be completely honest. I totally don't want to do this right now. I would totally rather go to bed than spend like another 5 hours here. Because that's how long it's probably gonna take. I don't want to write the like 5 or 10,000 words that it has. It's not 5 or 10,000. It's gonna be like, I'll probably have to write like 4 or 5,000, and then I gotta edit it. I'd just rather go to bed right now, but I'm not going to. So it's just it's resistance. It's also the fact that it's like 10 o'clock. So I've just been procrastinating for like an hour. Maybe I'll nap for like 15 minutes. I'm just gonna procrastinate more. Let's see. Let me negotiate with myself. I just need to write the story, and I already basically have the mechanism done. I'll just copy paste the mechanism, and then that'll be done. And then I'll do the build up. Type out the product build up. It's 500,000 words. And then I got the product features, and I've already got a lot of that pasted, or I can copy paste that, and then I do the close. So the close will be like 1,000 to 2,000 words, and I'm gonna swipe a BizOp traffic and funnels one. So I'll just look at Ed Ray's close on the other side, and then just like, or maybe I'll make an outline from it. I'll probably do that. So I'll extrapolate from his sales letter what the outline is for the info product close, and then I will fill that in myself, and then I'll write the close, and I might write some FAQs. I might not. I don't really need to. Maybe I'll do that later, but I think I can successfully do the sales letter without the FAQs. And then I write the lead. I'll do one variation of the lead to start with, and just to do, and then it'll be done with the draft. God, that sounds like a lot. But I really shouldn't have to write more than 3,000 or 4,000 words. So I mean, if I just stop procrastinating, I can get that done in about an hour and a half. So put me at about midnight, and I gotta edit it. And then it'll probably take me an hour to do the first revision, and then another hour to dial it in. So, I already feel accomplished, but I gotta finish it all the way through. Follow through, super key. Do what you say you're gonna do, and don't say you're gonna do things you don't want to do. All right, I'll catch you when the probably all the copy's done. Maybe everything except for the close. Okay, toodles. Tried to take a nap. Didn't work. I think it was a little wired from caffeine or something, but couldn't really nap it. I'm gonna go jog outside. It's trying to wake my body up. Whatever is necessary. All right, so just went on a quick little jog, get some blood pumping, get my body moving, and it's an important thing to share right now, which is I'm deep in this project, right? I'm right in the middle right now, and this is when resistance with the capital R is the most intense. This happens every time. And luckily this is like the 8th RNBC sales letter that I've done. So I'm aware that the resistance that I'm feeling the questioning that's coming up around whether this is going to be good or not, of whether I can even do it, all the doubts, everything, it's normal. And it's not about me. It's not a failure on my part by any means. This is simply par for the course. It's what happens with any creative endeavor is it's difficult. And there's inertia and or random little concert in a parking lot with like 3 cars, 6 people. Interesting. Anyways, this is when resistance is the most intense, and it will fight you and tell you to give up and that you are worthless and that what you do is going to be low quality. It's going to suck. I mean, this thing, resistance will convince you any way it can to get you to give up. And that's its job. That's normal. Doesn't mean suck. But it's like an existential crisis every time it comes up. You know, even Stefan mentions he considers refunding the client every time. Almost every time he writes a sales letter. And so I share this because you are probably going to experience this too, especially if it's early on. It's one of your first sales letters, or any kind of copy, you know, that requires significant investment, or any creative endeavor. It's going to be difficult. And but eventually you realize it's not you. It's just the craft. It's just the process. And so now I think I'm done procrastinating. It's late enough. It's like 11. I haven't even started writing the copy yet. And that's on me. But now I'm ready. Okay, what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna go up there and I'm gonna spend 50 minutes writing, take a 10-minute walk, and go back. And I'm gonna do that until I'm done. And I don't care if I am in the office until 6 a.m. As long as I complete this in less than 24 hours, then I'm a happy camper. I don't recommend you try this at home, but you'll learn a lot about yourself if you do. Okay, so I will see you in the copy. I'm not gonna do another video until I've written at least all the way up to the close. So now I gotta go do it. So I'll see you later. Yo, what's up, guys? So here I am back. I finished everything up to the close. We're looking at about 3,700 words. And I wrote about 2,000 of those words. So another 1,600 I copy pasted. I did that in about 50 minutes, more like 45. And this is what I have. Everything from the story all the way down to where the close is going to begin. And it's just super rough draft. And here I want to show you just one thing real quick. As I'm going through, because I don't edit, you know what I mean? But I'm like, maybe I think about, maybe I should add in something. So I'll make a note here. I'll just type it up, RJH note. I'll say, okay, add into the lead the very dimensionalized benefit from the box inputs about healthy posture. I'll go down and I'll be like, okay, mention posture class a bit higher. So I'll say like, hey, I forgot I should have added a little bit more copy a little bit higher up, you know? I didn't set it up necessarily for what I'm about to go into. So I'll make that note and I'll just move on. And then in the revisions and the edits, I will solve that. For example, here, add the dangers of using Tylenol somewhere higher up. Now, when I copy paste stuff, I'll make a comment, fix and massage it. And then I was like, oh, here, I forgot to mention posture muscles or postural muscles pretty clearly. So that's what I should also do, is I should mention that higher up. So
these are all going to become comments inside the Google Doc, inside the first and second revisions, and I'll address those. And so it won't go to review. I won't post any copy accelerator until all of those comments are addressed. So that's kind of how I do it. Now I'm gonna swipe the close from this, and what I'll do actually is go down here and I'll find the close, and I will reverse engineer it. That's a good idea. I should add bonuses rather than make it all part of the same program. Swiping. So, Ed, this is a good sales letter. Okay. So I will just look at this close and swipe it. I'll create the outline, and then I will tweak the outline to be related to this offer, and then I will type up all the copy. I'll do that next round because I'm done with my 50 minutes. So feels good. Almost finished with the draft. How about that? That was quick. You can see doing all that stuff in the brief really, really helped. I'm at the massage a lot. Sense of bullets here. They're like, but it'll look good on the outcome. Just watch. Cool. All right, so I have basically extracted the close structure from this and already began to kind of tweak it. Not the best, because this is a we want to give you the product we talked about for free when you try a newsletter. It's a newsletter front end, kind of in Agora style. So not the best close to swipe, but it's a close, and it has a lot of AOV money close in it. So, and close is a close is a close is a close. So essentially, yeah, we're like, here's the main product. It's super amazing. Plus, when you decide to try this, I want to give you bonus 1, bonus 2, which is the 2 products. I'll just reposition them as bonuses. And then I'll start transition to the close by like, why do I want to give this all to you? Or why do I want to give you these bonuses to you when you try blah, blah, blah. And it's because it's about more than the money, etc., etc. Blah, blah, blah. How do you get your hands on the Posture Academy plus the 2 amazing bonuses? Well, here's what you do. You sign up. You get immediate access. It's in backend. It's in ClickFunnels. It's totally easy. You just use it. You can start immediately. It's totally amazing. Drop the value stack. It's this, and this. Total value of blah, blah, blah. Move into price justification. Or maybe I might even move this a little bit higher up, where I'll basically say, and originally I was planning on charging, a monthly fee to get access to this, but I didn't want to do that. I wanted to make it super simple, super easy, a simple way to say yes. That's why it's just one single payment of whatever the price is. And here's why that's amazing. If you're going to get this feedback from me, it'd be chiropractic, it'd be 4 months of 1 a week, and it'd be $70 a session, and that's just for 15 minutes. We're talking close to $1,000 just to get a fraction of the results that you're going to get from this whole thing. And you're not going to pay $1,000, you're not going to pay $500, you're not even going to pay $100. Today, you're going to pay less than $50. You're just going to pay $37. So get it now. Here's the first CTA. Boom. Into the guarantee. Recap the benefits. Second CTA. Move into how important it is for your health and how easy it is, why they should want it. CTA 3. What happens after you buy. No charges, no subscriptions, a single payment. Super easy. Into Crossroads close. Call to action for final farewell. Boom. So that's the close I'm going to roll with. Pretty straightforward. And now I'm going to go type all that up. And we're at 37 without the lead. So what I'm going to want to do is, I think my lead will be close to 500 to 800 words. Something like that. So close, I'm going to aim for 12 to 1,500 words. So between the close and the lead, I should be able to finish this in the next 50 minutes. And then I'll be done with that. And then I'll be on to the editing. Woohoo! This is so fun. It's so late. It's like 1:20 in the morning. But we do not give up. No mercy.
All right, it's super late. It's like 2 a.m. My brain has officially shut off, but I finished the first draft, and I kind of did it in a weird way, which is that I spoke it out loud into Otter.ai, which is an app, because my brain just didn't want to write, but I was surely able to talk. So I talked, and it was really good at transcribing my words immediately. So I just spoke out the close and spoke out a lead. I think I wrote or spoke another 2,000 words. Anyways, I'm gonna go pop the close in there. So I've got all the copy. Super rough. I mean, it's disgusting. But now I'm gonna go edit it. So I think I can do that with my brain. I don't recommend you write a sales letter in a day. I don't think Stefan would recommend it either. It's a lot of brain power. But it's a good way to justify eating sushi and pizza. Anyways, I'm gonna go edit it. See y'all later. Alright, my beautiful peoples. I just want to show you kind of what I'm doing here. So I'm going to, I just want to show you, I mean, it's very simple, but this is V1.0. I'll just copy all that. I don't think there's any comments. And then what I'm going to do is, so this is the story. We'll go all the way down to, okay, down to the UMP here. And we're going to remove, and we're just going to fill in, yeah, I'm just going to put it down here. So, all right, we'll move that. And come on, there we go. Okay, we will put that and that. All right, boom. What? Oh no. Let's see. You get the gist. So I'm gonna go through and I'm basically just popping each of the copy versions into here. And then I'm going to pause, and I'll come back in a moment. Right, and now I got all the copy pasted into the page. And let's look at the word count. We're at about 5,700 words, which is significantly less than some of my ridiculously long 12,000 word sales letters. So, a little bit of an easier approach. We don't have a 3,000 word story, which is kind of nice. Alright, so here's what I do. Once I have that, I make a copy. I like to keep versions of every single version. So I'm going to do, this is, let's change the title here. This will be raw copy. And then we'll go to make a copy. And this will be first, oh, whoops. I guess I accidentally hit the enter key. So, first revision. Let's say that in a much shorter way. Alright, so that's revision 1. So now I got the raw copy that'll be there forever to haunt me and make me feel really bad about myself. So now I'm going to go through and basically Let's toss my super crappy headline in there. And yeah, got something. All right, so now I'm in the editing phase, which is nice. I'm not in the writing phase anymore. It's a very different phase. And now I'm gonna go top to bottom, and I'm gonna clear up all the typos. Well, first off, actually, here's a fun thing you get to do. So if you made a ton of errors like I did, then you just hit spelling and grammar in Google Docs and just hold down the enter key. And then Google will just go ahead and fix your disgusting typos. It's also not that good, so you do have to go through and read everything out loud. That's fine. Or not read everything out loud, but make sure that it isn't too messed up. You gotta check the phrasing on everything, of course. I will go through this multiple times before it ever gets seen by anybody else. And it's gonna look completely different. But now I have something to work with. And it only took me I don't know, 8 hours. My brain's toasted. Okay. Anyway, so there you go. That's one way to do it. Yo, guys and gals, kittens and puppies. It's about 3:33 in the morning. Make a wish. And about an hour into editing, halfway through the letter, and as it happens, literally every time that I write a letter, I'm actually starting to feel pretty good about this now. I hated it, and I felt horribly discouraged pretty much until, like, this point. And it happens in every single sales letter, where I'm just like, I write the draft, I'm like, oh, this is horrible, it's going to be terrible, the lead's so bad, the headline's so bad, like, the story sucks, like, Stefan's going to hate it. This happens every time. And then I start getting into it, and I start editing it, and I'm like, oh, okay, like, this kind of flows, like, all right, like, I can see him saying this, like, I can picture a pregnant lady getting down to this, and, you know, I'm making notes of, like, what to address, so I know I'll come back and improve that, and I'm like, you know, I'm cleaning up all the typos, making it flow, reading it out loud, and it's like, yeah, this is going pretty good. So anyways, I'm halfway through, I'm on about page 16. Just tweaking the build-up. And probably cut this down significantly. But yeah, I'm at the build-up, and then I'm going to go into the features and benefits. So I have a lot of massaging, but I mean, I'm really enjoying the fact that I spent all that time on the brief, working on the mechanism and the product stuff, because it makes it so much easier. I really didn't even edit the mechanism, like, at all. I tweaked maybe like a few sentences, but I basically just left it verbatim. And then I tweaked the lead to really flow into the mechanism. So I totally teed it up for myself, which is great, saving me probably 2 hours of editing and probably saved me an hour of writing, which probably maybe to add in an hour on the brief, but save me 3 hours overall. That's like 2 hour net savings. Yeah, I'll take that. So, that's what I got. I'm going to take a little breather, then I'm going to get back to editing. And this thing's coming together. I'm feeling pretty good. Coming up on almost 24 hours a week. We'll see if I finish it before 6 a.m. Don't try this at home. All right, it's 5 in the morning. And I'm almost there. I've almost finished the first revision. And it's looking good. I'm in the close. I'm dialing up the close. And I am getting out of it. My legs are hurting. I've been standing. I got a standing desk, as you can see. Yeah. So I'm just gonna bust this out. I got another revision, so I'm not done yet. I've almost been up for 24 hours. I think I said that. So, anyways, getting loosey-goosey, and yeah, I'm never doing this again. This is gonna make a heck of a story. So I hope you've enjoyed watching me slowly crash and burn, but still finish strong. To be honest, I don't even know if this is good copy anymore. Like, people say that sleep and like deprivation leads to intoxication. Like, it's equivalent to having a certain amount of like beers or something. So I'm like, this is starting to sound good to me, but I don't know if I can trust myself to know what good copy is at this point. So that's why I got Stefan. He'll tell me if I suck. So that's the value of having mentors and coaches. All right, I'm gonna finish it. All right, first draft is done, my gentlemen and my goats. I went through every single line. I read most of it out loud. And I turned all the notes into little comments. And I dialed it all in. I made it flow and I fixed it. And I could turn it in right now. But I got to do one last revision. And I think I'm going to pause for like 10 minutes and then I'm going to jump back into this. And I'm almost done. I'm so close. So I'm going to finish strong. I think I'll finish before 6, so it'll be in less than 24 hours of being awake. And this eternal glory shall be mine for all time. I did it. It's done. It's 5:40 in the morning. And I'm done. It's sufficiently decent enough that I'm going to submit it to Stefan for review. Let's look at how long that totally took. Okay. Let's keep that going. Let's look at the total time. Jeez. This is my fastest sales letter ever. Fuck. That's nuts. Let's see this week. 11 hours. Wow. Start to finish in 11 hours. That's insane. And I don't think it sucks. And I seriously, if it does suck, I'll rewrite it. And I'll give it a total bunch of time, not crunch it. And it's also, the client is a friend too, so, you know, we can talk about that. But it's done. I'm going to submit this to the Copy Accelerator group, and then I'm going to make a post that tells everybody what I just accomplished. And then I'm going to go leave. Thanks for sticking around. I feel like I should make a speech or something. But my mind's just so gone. I'm sure I'll do like a recap video. But the biggest thing is Stefan's feedback, Stefan's advice. Stefan's advice is, you know, it's like Cal Newport, what he says is be so good they can't ignore you. And you can do that. Especially with RMBC, especially if you're a copywriter, it's a process. I followed the process today. I didn't hate it, I liked it. But I mean, I thought I was gonna write to some piece of crap. Man, I spent 11 hours of the day working on this actively. That's 11 hours of deep work. Anyways, go above and beyond. Get your skill level so good that people can't ignore you. Just do it. And you can. I believe in you. And you too can do crazy things like this. You don't need to, but be willing to push yourself and go above and beyond and achieve things far beyond what you even think is possible. If you keep pushing yourself, and if you do stuff that's going to make good stories, I think you're going to have a fun life, and you'll be really successful. At least that's my philosophy. And it's 5:30 in the morning, and I'm enjoying myself. 5:45. Okay, I'm going to go make a post. Try to sleep. So, thanks for hanging out. Yo, everybody. It's been about a week and a half since I wrote the letter, and as you can see, I finally got some time to shave my face. And what I wanted to share is the feedback that I got, because I didn't know how good the letter was, obviously. You know, I wrote it in what was total of 11 hours and over the course of less than 24 hours. But I'm gonna switch over to my screen here, and yeah, I think you'll get a kick out of the feedback that I got. Yo, everybody. So Justin gave me some feedback on this. Didn't get Stefan's feedback, just got Justin's. And Justin said, overall looks good, which is like, oh my gosh, that's amazing. Left you 2 notes. I think the headline could hit harder with more curiosity, so let's check on in here, take a look at that feedback. And yeah, essentially, there's really only 2 points of feedback that Justin had. And it's kind of funny because the first one was this, which is, I think you need something a little more specific in here to pique the curiosity. So, some more specific stuff. Totally makes sense. And then the other piece of feedback was him is just answering, I think I said something like here, which was like, should I simplify this? And he said, yes, I would simplify this. That's it. That was the feedback that I got. Those are the 2 bits of advice that I got on how to improve something that I wrote in 24 hours and 11 hours, which is just utterly nuts. That it wasn't just a big pile of low quality copy. And in fact, I think I'm going to pop in a little testimonial real quick. So let's see if I can get one from the client on this and see what they think about the copy. And then I'll give you some final thoughts.
Yo, what's up, everyone? Austin Dixon here. I am the infamous client that hired Ryan, and he was able to bang out a full sales letter for me in just 24 hours. Now, you're probably listening to that being like, what the heck? No way is that even possible? Well, it is. And not only was he able to get that sales letter back to me in, really quick turnaround time, but the copy itself, honestly, some of the best copy that I've seen. I am someone who reads sales letters every single day. We manage a full list of clients. I'm always hiring different copywriters to write to do projects for us. And once again, I was just absolutely blown away with not only the turnaround time from Ryan, but also just how hard-hitting, gut-wrenching the copy itself was.
All right, so if you're watching this, then you've been with me for the last hour and a half watching my entire journey. And thank you for sticking around and watching this. And I didn't create this and share this to make you feel like, wow, Ryan's really cool, I wish I could do that. It was to show you that you can. To show you, and to show myself what's possible. And so, I'll pause for a moment. My brain. It's kind of like the 4-minute mile. I'm sure Stefan's written a sales letter in a day, but I want you to realize that there is even more possible for you personally. That you can increase the speed at which you write, that you can push yourself, that you can really go above and beyond and still produce quality. It's totally possible. And I encourage you not just to, find deals where you get paid more, but And not just to improve your skills and how well your copy converts, but improve your speed. Because look, that was 11 hours. And that's amazing. I know some people that take 70 hours to write a sales letter. So imagine getting paid the same amount, which is, I mean, regardless, doing something in a seventh of the time and still having it be quality, that's amazing. And I'm gonna launch my own offer soon, which allows me to iterate way faster. So there's a lot there. And just to have it, so I challenge, you know, I encourage you and I invite you to like try it yourself. Push yourself. Maybe you've only written a letter in a month, so try to do it in 2 weeks. Maybe you've done it in 2 weeks, try to do it in a week. If you've done it in a week, do it in 3 days. If you've done it in 3 days, then try to do it in less than 24 hours. Just to push yourself to the next level. And see how much further there is for you to go, because I truly believe that, I believe about myself and I believe it about you and every human being, is that there is like another 20 levels that we can get to. I can 20x my speed, I can 20x my quality, I can 20x the productivity that I'm doing. And the only thing holding me back from doing that is just doing it, deciding and pushing through. And as you saw in this video, it's hard. There's resistance. Like, your mind is gonna make you question it. I wanted to give up so many times. You saw me, it was like, yo, I'm gonna get started. Wait, it's been 3 hours, haven't started yet, don't really wanna do this. But I followed through, and you saw me just slowly descend into like sadness and questioning and just exhaustion. And that's normal. This happens to everybody. All the copywriters I know, they feel the same thing. And I think it's because they think they suck. You don't suck. You're a writer, you're creative, you're creating something out of nothing. This is inherently, innately difficult. There is an inertial force in the universe that wants to like stop creation. And it just comes up by making us question ourselves. Totally normal. And that's part of the reason I wanted to share this, is so that you could see the exact process of somebody else or what they go through. It's totally normal. The questioning, the up and down. Oh, I'm so excited. I'm so excited. You watched me. I was so stoked in the beginning, and then down. Just like, I don't want to do it. I don't want to do it. And then finally, like, okay, it's not bad. Pretty much every project's on like that for me. And whether you're new, you're experienced, or whatever, like, I think it's normal. And this is the worthy battle that is a part of us growing and becoming a new version of ourselves, moving beyond our comfort zone. And it's uncomfortable, but there is greatness available for us, and we don't need anybody else. We don't need anything outside of ourselves. We need to take a step up and lean in and push through and believe in ourselves. And I don't know if you need to hear from me, but I believe in you, and I believe that you can do what you think might be impossible. So with that, my name is Ryan Hunter. This was my sales letter in a day video, and I hope you learned a lot. I hope you had a good time and you were entertained, and I invite you to go do something crazy this month. Step up and do something you think is impossible, and prove to yourself that you have far more within you than you even realize right now. I'll see you later.